start with the first question. Tell us a bit about your story. Where did you come from and what's your background?
So my name is Carlos Garcia. I'm originally from San Jose, California, born and raised out there. Um, Moved out to Texas about 5.5 years ago, and a little bit about myself. I've been through a lot in my life. My parents were there, but it was like they weren't there at the same time. Drugs, alcohol had a lot to do with it. And as a kid growing up, it's kind of hard. Not getting the social skills I was able to have as a kid. That affected me growing up. So my life was up and down. I was moving from here to there, moms, dads, aunts, uncles' houses, always jumping around from a young age. And because of that, I formed bad habits. Always seen family do wrong. I always thought that was okay. So doing all those wrong things eventually led me to doing the same thing, in and out of jail, struggling in life, addictions, and all that stuff. So just barely recently, in the last couple of years of my life, I finally got basically my shit together.
What's a moment in your life where you felt like quitting? Like quitting was the easiest option, but you did it.
So for me, I've never felt the want to quit at life, but it was more so wanting to quit what I was doing with my life. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Like I said, addiction, getting out of jail. I lost a lot of family time. I lost a lot of time with my daughter while she was a kid growing up. And drugs and all that had a big part of it. And that was one of the only things that I've ever wanted to really quit of, was not in life, but the lifestyle that I was living in my time of my life at that moment.
So with that being said, what does keep going mean to you?
So keep going, what it means for me is that no matter what, at the end of the day, we always got to strive and want more for ourselves, especially as men. We don't always get our flowers, we don't always get our kudos, we don't always get a surround of applause for working as hard as we do. So regardless of the fact is, without all that, you always got to want more for yourself, and you always want to do better every day. Of course, everybody wakes up in the morning and they say you're blessed, and they'll be able to breathe another day. But everybody looks at every situation as a blessing. But I say you can only bless yourself, because it's just determines how hard and how far you push yourself.
So what made you attracted to the KPGNG brand?
So when I first met Jonathan Ryder, and he told me about the whole brand mode and everything, what it stood for, already in my mind, that's already a mindset that I already had. Like I said, you always want to do better for yourself, and knowing that there's more people out there who are involved and interested in the same thing, it really drew me in to it, because you got to keep going no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how hard the fucking climb is up the hill. We got to keep going, keep putting our foot in the dirt, and getting that motivation to want to push and strive for better.
How did the gear make you feel when you wore it?
Gear makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something in life, because not only am I doing it, I'm wearing it and I'm rocking it, and I respect it.
When people ask you about the brand, what do you tell them?
I basically tell them that, at the end of the day, you always got to do better for yourself, no matter what. I know that's not repetitive, but it's a repeating story over and over again, because there's people out there who don't try, who don't want better for themselves, who don't want to gain any knowledge or physical attributes or any of that stuff. They're just comfortable with where they are in their life. And as men, life only gets harder for us as we get older. I'm not saying it don't for everybody, but especially for us, it's something we gotta want in order to have. It's not just gonna be handed to you.
What do you think a lot of men are silently struggling with right now?
So a lot of men are struggling with a lot of mental health issues. A lot of they don't have the motivation, they don't have the support, they don't have that structure to back them into doing what they want to do, knowing they want to do it. So for example, getting up every morning to work out, or coming home from work and having a 15-minute workout session, or living a healthy lifestyle. And sometimes as a man, when you tell people you want to do these things, they look at you like, oh, you can't do it, or they don't believe in you. What I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you gotta have belief in yourself to want to push for that.
Why do you think this brand and this message needs to exist today?
It needs to exist today because, like I said, there's tons and thousands of millions of men who want to do this, but they don't have that backbone support from other people that are going through the same thing. For example, one of my best friends growing up from high school, he just got out of the army, suffers with PTSD and all that stuff, has to take medications, and every day he's always down on himself. And when I introduced him to the KPG brand, and I told him what it meant, and I gave him one of the shirts, and he felt uplifted, like he felt, and he knew that there are more people out there who want to help and to get this thing going. You know, like I said, it's more than just a brand. It's more than just the way you feel. It's part of the lifestyle now.
So KPGNG is aiming for brotherhood. What does that brotherhood mean to you?
So, it means a lot. You know, especially losing my only brother that I had. I don't have a brother to really talk to, communicate with, like how I would like to sometimes. Just knowing that there's more people out there who struggle through life and have made it and who want to do better. It's good because now I have people to reach out to talk to about certain situations, or ask for, you know, what do you think about this, or what do you think about this? I'm thinking about doing this, you know, and just hearing that motivation back, saying, you know, you got this, bro, you can do it, you good, you know, and that's a brotherhood that I've been seeking for a while. And now with the brand, I really feel like I found it, and I'm ready to get it going.
So what keeps you going today?
So a lot keeps me going today. You know, overall, besides me, myself, it's more for my daughter, now that she's back in my life again. I'm a grandfather now, so I'm pushing for that. And, you know, but don't get it wrong. I never do anything to try to satisfy anybody else. I always do it to push for myself, to make sure that I'm happy with what I got going on in life. You know, because if you do what you do to satisfy other people, you're never gonna be happy. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna do it to surprise everybody. Oh, look what I did, this and that. But then when you come home behind closed doors, you're just like, what I really do it for? You know what I'm saying? So right now, it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than my life. And I got more to live for than just my family, my daughter, my grandson. I got to live more for myself, and understand that, and just keep going.
If you could say one thing to your younger self, what would it be?
Stop being stupid. Get with the program. Stop with the fucking bad habits. You know what I'm saying? It's going to fuck you up in the future. And I know this because I am your future self. And life's hard. Life is fucking hard.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. All he's got to do is just look into the camera. Okay.
Keep going, man. You got to keep going. All gas, no brakes.
Awesome. Perfect.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I like it. I cannot stop looking at the...